Yes.
I love that.
Yes.
Brother of three, third year nursing student, 3 years in this club, and one last final year to make a truly lasting impact in this club. And for those who don't know me, I really put my all into everything that I do. And it shows in the work that I do, and if you guys give me the chance, I will show you an improvement in cultural chair. Thank you. My name is John Mange. I'm ready for cultural chair.
So we've all been taught in one way or another to westernize ourselves, to keep our culture in the house, and to act purely American for us to fit into society. I really want to make it clear that it's nobody's fault if they feel discouraged or disconnected with their culture. But I want us as a club and as a family to explore together what it means to be Filipino or Filipino American. And I want everyone to connect to our Filipino culture so we can really grow to love, appreciate, and own our Filipino identities. Thank you.
Okay. Pacquiao, lumpia, and Tagalog are commonly associated to the Filipino culture. However, Filipino culture is deeper than the food and entertainment. If elected, I plan to bring light to our resilient history, such as explore the diverse identities within the Philippines, such as Ilocanos, Visayans, Cebuanos, and much more. Learn how our motherland was colonized by the Spanish and the U.S., teach about the lost writing system and the lost languages. There are so many ideas I have in mind, but I'll leave you with this. We're Filipino Americans. We must never forget, we must never forget the struggles our ancestors went through. We're here because of them, so it's our responsibility to carry on their story. Thank you.
Hey everyone, so for those of you who don't know me, I'm Patrick Kunanan, also known as Pat Not Rick on Alex Y's Snapchat. So throughout my involvement in UFC, I've come across a lot of aspects that define what it means to be Filipino and a Filipino American. As a cultural chair, I would work to actually bridge these two terms and get this club in deeper connection with our roots. In this position, I hope to facilitate a growth in other people's appreciation for our culture, as well as my own, as it would be a learning experience for me as well.
So, cultural events are in your total control. However, it can be difficult to plan events with barrio practices, community service events, and fundraising events because they have a set date. So how would you fulfill your role as cultural chair without hosting events?
Can I go?
Go ahead.
Okay. So during the general meeting, I'll talk to the president or just like all the other officers if there's a chance that I could have like a history corner. I got this idea because I attended one of the FASA Sayudub meetings, and I really like their history corner and their political corners just because it brings back history and current issues. So that's another way to bring in cultural into without having to plan events.
Okay, good. So with the many events that this club has, I think one thing that gathers everyone are the meetings, and you did a wonderful job of really promoting the events in the meetings, and also so I would like to continue that, and as well as really just like what Clarissa said, just having the culture and connecting back from the Philippines, the many aspects of the Filipino culture in the meetings somehow, and make it really interesting so that people will enjoy the meetings as well, because with the many distance, thousands of miles between Philippines and us, I think it's very important to connect it to the modern events that are happening in the Philippines so that we will be aware of what's happening there and also stay updated with that.
So something that I would like to do if I were cultural chair, like with all these events that are going on, such as Barrio, conference, and all that kind of stuff, I would actually like to work hand in hand with whoever is leading those events and like work with them and having like a sort of segment in which I could incorporate things like these two were talking about, like the history, like as part of what I was trying to say earlier, of tying in what it means to be Filipino and Filipino American, bringing in history from then, how it applies now, tying in other social justice issues, and just all that good stuff to enrich our lives.
I kind of have a similar idea of working with working with the other events that are going on, because they should be, in no way they should be separate, because they're all intertwined. I'd really like to bring more segments into the actual general meetings, because I kind of came into this club hoping I learned something during the meetings, so it'd be really nice if we incorporated them into the meetings, like in general.
Good answer.
We have a question from Nadia.
Former.
Yeah, former.
Again.
Cultural chair can be, or this doesn't work. Oh, it does work. Okay, so cultural chair can be seen as a kind of teaching position, and it can be, it can be easy for people not to pay attention when you're teaching them something about our culture. So how, can you share some ways in which you guys would engage the club in what you guys are trying to teach them?
I think videos are really important. Every time we show a video during the meetings, everyone always pays attention. And so finding relevant other types of media to convey the message is very important to in sharing the culture that we have. And with the social media and media sites happening right now, I feel like it's very easy to find resources to convey the message. So.
Another idea that I have to build off of what John said, to create like a Google form of like resources that I think that are helpful, such as like interesting articles, videos, books that we could all read, and maybe we could pick one of them and have a discussion about that during the meeting. I feel like to get the audience pumped up, you have to be pumped up as well. So I'll make sure if elected, like I'll be really excited about it. But yeah, just to have it very interactive, like have the audience or like you all like have activities, small group discussions, stuff like that.
I had the idea of maybe we could have, I'm pretty sure this there has been like a similar thing about this in the past because I've seen the other videos, but having like a word or phrase in Tagalog of the week, and instead of like just having people like just learn it and forget about it, we would have like a contest and to see who could really keep up with the dialogue and have like a lot of just really cool prizes to see who really learned the most from it. And I also wanted to host a dinner, not only just to like go out and eat, but to really bring the community together and have everyone like work together to make food, and we can all eat together as a family, since family values are an important part of Filipino culture. And on the dinner table, we can discuss these other cultural things like history and things like that.
So something that I would like to do in this case, my first step would be to really analyze like the people at the event, or like the people who are planning to go, and really try to make these activities as interactive as possible by making the issues that I would plan to teach them associated with it as relevant as possible to them, so that way they can find something that really resonates with them and really take away more than just like, yeah, I had fun at this activity, and yeah, they tried to teach this, but really teach them a lesson from this activity.
All right, last question from the alumni. How do you think obtaining this position will affect your life or future?
I think that this is really important because I myself am still learning about my culture. Of course, like well, not of course, but most of us didn't really learn about our Filipino culture in our history classes. So as I am learning about this and having conversations about our culture with you all, it's important that we carry on our history here because most of us are born here or in the States, and we have to continue that. We can't forget like the history and the stories that our parents and our ancestors went through. So it's important that we carry that on in generations to come.
Could you repeat the question?
Yes.
How do you think obtaining this position will affect your life or future?
Well, I'm pretty sure you've all heard the term Eurocentric curriculum within the past week. I mean, just a guess. But really learning about Filipino culture is, in a way, resistance, and it is really brave. I know when I came to UFC, it already changed me just being around other Filipinos. It really inspired me to really want to learn more about my own culture, and especially participating in Barrio. Like, it really changed me already, so.
Growing up in the Philippines and moving to this country, I think getting this position would really do my friends, my family, and the people of the Philippines an honor, especially my province, and just sharing the different cultures that each province has. I think it's good to give back, not only to this community, but also sharing what a beautiful country Philippines is. So, yeah, I would feel honored to take this position.
Give it up for
Sorry. So for me, being in this position, when I joined UFC, I immediately something clicked with me right away, and I started to fill in the gaps that I was missing, and that was my Filipino culture. And in my leadership role as cultural chair, I hope to expand upon that by delving into the history of it, like why things are the way they are, and really try to learn more as much as I can about myself, like my heritage and all that. And I would also try to incorporate that same type of mindset in other people as well.
Okay, now you can.